This is the time that we usually say hello to everyone. So I invite you to turn your camera on and just look around, give everybody a wave, see who's here. Let me scoot over and see who's on the other screens. So good to see everybody. Big smiles too. Very nice. Thank you so much for being here. If you perhaps came in late, my name is Larry Dawalt. I am one of 3 Dharma leaders in training, and we have 5 wonderful Dharma leaders in our Sangha. It's my privilege to present the Dharma talk tonight. And tonight, my talk is simply a question. Why bother with meditation? You ever thought about that? Why do you do it? Why do you meditate? I've been asked that question more than once. Have you? Yeah. The last time it happened was here at home, out there on the screen porch, when a young 3rd grader that we call Z-Man, who had joined his parents at our house for dinner, opened the large storage box that also serves as our outside coffee table and saw my orange meditation cushions. They were behind the chili pepper serving platter he had been asked to fetch. "What's this?" he said, picking up the thickest, roundest cushion. That's one of my meditation cushions, Z-Man. "What do you do with it?" he said as he picked it up and held it with both hands. "You sit on it to meditate," I responded, having a pretty good idea what was coming next. You guessed it. "What's meditate?" "Well, Z-Man, that would take a long time for me to explain, but basically it's putting this cushion on top of that longer cushion and putting those 2 underneath each knee and sitting down to pay attention to my breath and be still." "Oh, okay. Sounds boring. Is this the platter Mom wants?" And so ended that conversation. But it got me thinking. And it brought me to the conclusion that meditation is not something I can explain in a hurry, but it is something that has become very valuable to me. Tonight, I want to share 3 specific things with you. First, I want to share some thoughts about what meditation is and what it is not. Second, some reasons why people practice meditation. And thirdly, some specifics about why I have chosen to practice meditation and some of the benefits that I have received. For his book, Start Here, Start Now, Bhante Gunaratana, one of the most significant writers on insight meditation, the kind of meditation we do here at IMCC, chose to title the first chapter, "Why Bother with Meditation?" He describes the human condition as one of inherent unsatisfactoriness as we pursue pleasure and success, grasping at what we think is good, rejecting that which we see as bad, and simply ignoring that which we find boring or uninteresting. He concludes that our problem is the inability to see ourselves as we actually are and go through the personal transformation that takes place when we take time to look at our mind. His conclusion is that the purpose of meditation is personal transformation. He writes, "The you that goes in one side of the meditation experience is not the same you that comes out on the other side. Meditation changes your character by a process of sensitization, by making you deeply aware of your own thoughts, words, and deeds. Thus, meditation properly performed prepares you to meet the ups and downs of existence. Things begin to fall into place, and your life becomes a glide instead of a struggle. That's what I should have said to the Z-Man on the back porch. That's exactly what I should have said. Not. I've come to the conclusion that meditation cannot be explained in an elevator speech. For those of you perhaps who have not heard that term, an elevator speech is a short speech, maybe 30 seconds or so, during which one tries to sell a product or idea, or maybe even their qualifications for a job in a short period of time, like the time it might take for an elevator ride. Since I've been doing it for over 25 years, I can easily talk about hospice care in 30 seconds or so. I can extol the value of a good pair of shoes. I can talk about why my dog needs Prozac. I can present a good argument for using a battery-powered lawnmower, and probably a bunch of other things. But I still haven't developed the ability to tell what meditation is or why I meditate in just 30 seconds. Fortunately, tonight, I have a little more time than that. So as we think first about what meditation is and what it is not, let's start with some common assumptions that some people may have about meditation. To some, meditation is simply a relaxation technique. And while it's true that relaxation is at times a byproduct of meditation, it's not totally the goal. For others, meditation is zoning out, going into a trance-like state where you become emotionless, so nothing will bother you. But actually, the reverse is true. You become more and more aware of your emotional change. You learn to know yourself with precision and clarity. Some might say meditation is a mysterious practice that cannot be understood rationally. Some might say meditation is dangerous or that it's running away from reality. Still others might say it's simply a feel-good thing that produces joy and bliss. Some may say meditation is selfish, ignoring others. Some might think it's about lofty thinking those lofty thoughts that make problems go away, and maybe even ignoring what's really going on in the world. So what is it really? I was very fortunate during the month of October. I got to be a part of the Basics of Meditation class that Ward Simmons, one of our IMC Charlotte Dharma leaders, taught. He took a group of students through various aspects of meditation using some of his own handouts over the years, as well as the book Finding the Missing Piece, A Primer of Buddhist Meditation by Ajahn Amaro, who's the abbot of a monastery in England. There's Ward. Hi, Ward. But in the midst of all the material he was covering each week, Ward read this quote from Philip Moffat, the former publisher of Esquire magazine, who is now an author and meditation teacher at the Spirit Rock Meditation Center in California. Very important quote. Formal meditation practice, Philip Moffat wrote, involves sitting in a chair or on a cushion in a quiet space with your eyes closed for a period of time and slowly training the mind. I want to read that to you again. Formal meditation practice involves sitting in a chair or on a cushion in a quiet space with your eyes closed for a period of time and slowly training the mind. Now, by mind training, we're talking about mind fitness, not unlike physical fitness. Getting the mind conditioned so that it doesn't always control us. In the book Finding the Missing Piece by Ajahn Amaro, he calls it the chattering mind. He writes that the chattering mind is, quote, the collection of commentators in the mind giving their opinions about everything. And it's not as though there's just one commentary going on. There's a whole committee. And not all the members agree with each other. Now, I'd always heard about the voice in my head. I didn't realize it was a whole room full. So, who's the chairman of this committee? Do the members rotate being chairman? Who actually makes decisions? Are those decisions unanimous? Or do some members take pride in saying, I told you so, when a wrong decision is made? Makes me tired just thinking about it. So how do we get this committee under control? Or how do we at least start to do this? This brings us to the second thing I want to share with you tonight, some of the reasons people practice meditation. In the Satipatthana Sutta, one of the writings of the Buddha, we consistently find the Buddha using the phrase, he trains the mind. He trains himself. Today we would use the correct pronouns, but the meaning is still the same. We train the mind. The sutta refers to training the mind regarding the body, regarding feelings, regarding the mind, and regarding mental qualities. At IMC Charlotte, we practice insight meditation. Insight meditation is also known as Vapasana in the Pali language, which was the language of the Buddha. Vapasana is the practice of continued close attention to sensation, through which one ultimately sees the true nature of existence. Insight meditation is believed to be the form of meditation practice taught by the Buddha himself. So what do we pay attention to? We pay attention to our body, our posture, our itches, our pains. We pay attention to our feelings, our moods, our emotions. And when I think about emotions, I'm reminded of the book Buddhist Boot Camp, written by a guy named Timber Hawkeye, who said an emotion is a feeling with a story attached to it. Ever thought about that? An emotion is a feeling with a story attached to it. So we pay attention to the stories that we tell ourselves, to what's going on in our minds, our thoughts, and our reactions to those thoughts. Sounds, hot or cold, rain or wind, the sound of a compressor, a faucet running, and other things. Memories, planning for the future, the news, sickness and old age, and many other things, and slowly, gradually learn to become aware of them, and perhaps learn to stop the committee meeting before it gets out of control. And we come back to the breath. Which brings me to the third thing I want to share with you tonight, what I've learned about meditation and why I do it. One thing I've learned is that the mind can go to the past and the mind can go to the future, but the body is always in the present. That's why mindfulness of breathing is absolutely invaluable. I'd always heard when someone's upset, you just need to take a breath. Just take a deep breath. It'll be fine. Okay, I'm fine. Well, it's not the breath, it's the awareness. Because mindfulness of breathing gives us the opportunity to leave wherever we were, whether in the past or in the perceived future, and come back to the present. Let's take a minute to enjoy the present moment. Just get back in a little bit of a meditation posture. Just get your back straight. You don't have to go anywhere, but just shift your posture. Perhaps close your eyes and gently feel the breath going back and forth. Fast or slow, not necessarily controlled. Right through the nostrils at the tip of the nose. And gently across the top of the lip. There, isn't that nice? In the present. Learning to do this helps me be fully present, which is one of the reasons I meditate. I need to be fully present because I have the opportunity in my job to meet people at significant points on the journey of life and death and the grief that follows. Whether they last just a few minutes or a few hours during those significant times, my mind can still wander. That's another reason I'm grateful for meditation because it's given me a tool to leave where I wandered and come back right in front of those people who need me. They need my attention. They need my compassion. They need my loving kindness. They need my care. Remember the expression, the lights are on, but nobody's home? Or how about he's just out to lunch, to refer to someone not paying attention? But it has to be learned. Here, Philip Moffitt again. Formal meditation practice involves sitting in a chair or on a cushion in a quiet space with your eyes closed for a period of time and slowly training the mind. There are many other things I've learned from meditation and many other reasons I do it. But the last one I want to share is simply that meditation has helped teach me about how life works. Referred to in the Dharma as the three characteristics of existence: impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self. An easier way to remember these are the terms impermanent, imperfect, and impersonal. When I'm meditating on the back porch and I hear a bird singing, I know that the sound will arise and then it's going to pass away. I hear a plane flying over, then it's gone. There's a thought, a regret, a pain right over here, an ache, something I forgot to do, but then it's gone. It arises and passes away. Meditation has also helped me realize how much I want and how little I need. Meditation is typically for a period of time, but after that time, we have an opportunity to maintain our mindfulness and realize that externals cannot be depended on to bring satisfaction. Yet it is part of our nature, and we meditate to see that through paying close attention to the sensations of life. Meditation helps me see that I is simply a label I put on myself. Though it takes careful observation to see, I change daily. So I need to be compassionate with myself on this journey and learn to extend kindness to me and be gentle with me. Meditation is a part of that opportunity. Meditation also helps me see that others change as well. And my concepts and perceptions of them need to give them room to breathe and grow, just as I extend that to myself. In the midst of existence, there is awareness. Being awake. At times, the chattering mind, the committee meeting actually stops, and I'm here with me, with you, seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing. In the Dhammapada, we read, all experience is preceded by mind, led by mind, made by mind. Speak or act with a corrupt mind, and suffering follows, as the wagon wheel follows the hoof of the ox. All experience is preceded by mind, led by mind, made by mind. Speak or act with a peaceful mind, and happiness follows, like a never departing shadow. And those words from the Buddha's Dhammapada are why we train the mind. That's why we bother with meditation. So as you think about this talk and maybe even listen to it again in the days to come on our IMC Charlotte YouTube channel, I invite you to reflect on your own practice and look at some of the reasons you meditate and some of the ways meditation has brought you to where you are now in your life. I want to thank you for your practice. And I want to express gratitude to each of you who have been and continue to be a part of my path on this journey of human life. I want to open it up for questions or any comments that you may have. You may put those over in the chat, and I'll also give you the opportunity to unmute yourself if you would like to ask a question as well. Thank you, Nikki. Susan Knight. Hi, Susan. I noticed that Philip Moffat said meditation is with closed eyes. I've also heard good reasons for keeping eyes opened, unfocused, and downcast. Thoughts. That's a good one, and I really see that it can go both ways. Having the eyes open and unfocused is actually more a part of or a consistent part of the Zen tradition. I recently have read, is it over here? Um, a Zen book that Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, that is very specific about that. I don't know if you read it or not, but there's a gaze there. It's your eyes are almost closed, They are unfocused and down, but there's a little bit of light let in. Uh, I think we should do what's most comfortable, but at the same time, for me, uh, when I've tried that, my eyes twitch a little too much, and it's a little too distracting. But I think there's definitely options there. Thank you. Have there ever been times when you have thought meditation was too hard? Yes, absolutely. It's too hard because I made it that way. um, I think there's within us a quest for at times for perfection. We want to make sure we do it right. It's the good old American way. And if I can go back to Zen for just a minute, it, it is what it is. The hard part of meditation for me has been and always I think was in the beginning the discipline of having a fixed time, having some time to do it, and then if I couldn't do it at that time, coming back and finding a time when I could. And if it didn't work out that day for whatever reason, knowing that I was going to live to tomorrow. We like to have that measuring, a good sit. Well, you might learn more from a bad sit than from a good sit. It's just a sit. It's just a dinner. It's just a drink. It is what it is. But I think the establishing of a practice and that feeling, just that feeling of being able to come away from the past, the future, and to be fully present. And meditation is something that we can study, is something that we can try to learn, but meditation is experiential. You got to get down there. Got to get on that cushion, Z man. You got to get on that orange cushion. I can tell you what it is. I tell you better now than I could when you asked the question a few months ago now. But you got to get on that cushion and experience. And once you experience being with yourself, once you sit down and watch your mind, at that point, it begins to ease a little bit. But yes, if it was easy, everybody would do it. There's definitely some hardness to it, some difficulty at times. Thank you, Danny. Good evening. Glad to see you tonight. Any other questions or comments? I really appreciate everyone being here tonight. Thank you, Vivian. I appreciate your comment. If you have other comments, feel free to write them in. I'm going to go ahead and read the announcements. We do an annual survey every year, and it has been sent out. The email and link are on the website. Please take a few moments to fill that out and communicate with us. It's just so helpful for the board and our Dharma leaders to have the opportunity to hear from the members of the Sangha. Joy Labeth is doing a day-long retreat on January the 9th, and the topic is Begin Again, New Year, New Insights. And I hope you've looked on the website and read the description. I want to share just a little bit from that description. There are times when a meditator feels stuck, uninspired, doubting of their practice, or unable to concentrate. Some of the things we've been talking about tonight. For others, their practice is stable, but they no longer feel it to be fresh and alive. In this retreat, which is geared to those with meditative experience, we'll explore a variety of approaches that may include calm abiding, body awareness, mindfulness of consciousness and space, walking meditation, choiceless awareness, and the Brahma Vihara practices. There'll be some opportunities for question and answers, but basically it'll be a silent retreat throughout the day. It's Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3:30, and it's on Zoom, and the registration fee is $35 plus Donna for the teacher. You can email Joy. Her email is there on the website. And I just want to encourage you to consider this. It's been hard to find retreats, but here's one that IMC Charlotte is sponsoring, and hope you will consider joining Joy for that. Aya Sadama will be our guest leader in January, on January 13th. And for other upcoming events and detailed information, please check our website, imccharlotte.org. I want to remind everybody that we do meet all Wednesdays during the holiday season, regardless of the dates of Christmas and New Year's. We still meet on Wednesday nights. Also want to remind you that there's an instruction period at 7 p.m. each Wednesday for new meditators, as well as those who would like a refresher in the basics. And these sessions are led by an IMCC Dharma leader or leader in training. And they're excellent opportunities for learning and discussion. It's at times even one-on-one time with a Dharma leader. Are there any non-IMCC meditation related announcements?
If I could, I would like to announce a workshop that I'll be offering. My name is Maria, and I'm a chemist and a yoga teacher and longtime meditation practitioner. So I'm offering a workshop in mid-December, December 13th, on the connections between the science of thermodynamics, specifically entropy and chaos, and the benefits of meditation and related practices that help us connect with ourselves, the parasympathetic nervous system. So introducing it as a concept within the laws of nature, entropy and chaos, and therefore that we're as creatures of nature, we're no different in the sense that we follow those laws. And I'll offer some specific connections to the brain and the mind, in order to better understand our meditation practice and our internal quietude from a thermodynamics perspective. So if you're interested, please consider this, and I'll leave the workshop link and my email in the chat box for everyone.
Okay, thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? I'd like to thank our volunteers, and also like to thank those on our IMCC marketing committee who do a wonderful job week after week connecting us here in what I call the Zoom time, our Zoom period. Thank you so much for your work. Also like to remind everyone that the Sangha is supported through Donna, and online donations can be made at imccharlotte.org. If you missed Giving Tuesday yesterday, I've got good news. It's not too late. You can participate today. It's Tuesday somewhere. But we really appreciate how our Sangha is supported, and I actually have gotten in the habit of skipping Cyber Monday so I can give more on Giving Tuesday. And it was just so wonderful for me yesterday to ship $25 here and there. And I can't tell you how much I actually looked forward to it, and including the opportunity to give to our own dear Sangha. Let's conclude with our time of metta. Metta, of course, the Pali word for loving kindness. And I invite you to obtain a meditation posture. And to think of someone you would like to extend metta to. Maybe say their name to yourself or aloud or silently, but get them in your mind. We'll come back to them in just a moment, but first, for yourself, I invite you to repeat these phrases. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at ease and happy. And now recalling that one to whom you wanted to send metta. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer harm. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. And now we extend metta to all beings. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be safe from inner and outer harm. May all beings be well in body and mind. May all beings be at ease and happy. And may any benefit from our gathering tonight be for the benefit of all beings. May all beings be at peace. Thank you again for being here. If you want to wave goodbye, actually, if you want to unmute yourself and say goodbye, you can do that as well. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you'll join us again next Wednesday night.
Thank you.